What's up, everybody? Today on Sunday Gun Day, we're going to be talking about the #1 tip to make you a better handgun shooter. Stay tuned. Alright, so there's a lot of things that go into being a good handgun shooter, like grip, sight alignment, all of that good stuff. But I'm going to assume for the sake of this video that you already know proper grip for a handgun. You know how to align iron sights. We're going to do this based on iron sight shooting and not on red dot shooting. So with all that aside, we're going to talk about the #1 way to improve your speed and accuracy while shooting a handgun. Alright, I'll cut right to the chase. The #1 thing you can do to improve your handgun shooting involves your offhand. Whether you're a right-handed shooter, so you're going to be gripping with your right, your left is going to be your support hand. It all has to do with your support hand. If you're a lefty, it's going to be opposite. You're going to be shooting with your left hand as your primary grip, and your support hand will be your right hand. So for this video, we're going to be talking all about your left arm if you're a right-hander, or your right arm if you're a left-hander. Alright, so let's break it down. #1 thing you can do with your support hand that I see a lot of people don't do, and it's a training scar that seems to happen when people learn to shoot handguns. They're always taught your primary, your main hand, is almost locked out, and then your support hand wraps around in your typical grip. But the problem people always have is they end up dropping this elbow. Your support elbow drops down, and what that's going to do is when the gun recoils, all of that force is applied right to the bend in your elbow. So that bend is going to allow movement, and that movement is going to translate into more muzzle rise with the recoil of the handgun. While 9mm does not recoil a lot, that still adds to a little bit of extra flip, and is going to slow you down on target acquisition to be able to shoot faster and more accurately. So now we're going to cover how to fix that. So how you're going to fix that is going to be a little counterintuitive at first. It's going to take a lot of training to be able to get it to feel natural. But once you do, it's just going to become cemented. The minute you draw that handgun, your hands will be in the right spot and your elbows are twisted the right way. So what you're going to do for this #1 tip is, instead of keeping that support arm drooped down, what you're going to do is take your elbow, and instead of being in your standard position like this, what you're going to do is take this elbow and roll it over. So when you punch out with the gun, just cant this elbow in, pull it up and in, straighten it out, and what that's going to do is create a straight line across your body. That straight line is going to be much more rigid during that recoil impulse than if you're dropped down. So here's what that's going to look like. First, I'm going to show you how most people shoot a handgun with that dropped support arm. Now watch the muzzle rise as I do this. I'm not going to exaggerate. I'm going to still have a solid grip on the gun, still align my sights. But ready, we're going to do 2 shots. And you see how that tends to allow more muzzle rise out of that 9mm handgun. It's going to push right against that elbow, and since that elbow has no support, it's just going to roll backwards. So now let's show you 2 shots with that elbow rolled over, and you're going to see there's a lot less flip on that gun. Alright, 2 rounds. As you notice, the gun stays a lot flatter. So let's show you one more time. We're going to do 1 round of the dropped elbow and 1 of the rolled elbow. See how much kick that came up to about here. Now we're going to try the other way. Roll that elbow in, make that straight line, and see that gun only comes up to here now. Instead of up here, it's right there. So that's the #1 tip to shoot a handgun better, is just roll that elbow. It's going to take a lot of practice. It took me a long time. I learned to shoot a handgun back in the day when cup and saucer was a thing. That's definitely not an option anymore. Grip is key to make sure that your hands and thumbs are in the right spot to help drive that gun back on target. But that elbow is going to play a huge role in keeping that gun aligned and be able to transition between targets, as well as quick follow-up shots on the same target. It's going to help keep that muzzle rise down and going to allow you to line those sights faster to be a better handgun shooter. A big part of this tip is just remembering from your draw stroke, when you're presenting that handgun and pushing out towards the target, you have to remember, as soon as you engage that grip, it's actually pretty easy to just keep driving that elbow straight forward. Instead of when you come up naturally, a lot of people tend to grip and push out with their their strong hand. They push out with their main grip hand. What that's going to end up doing is pushing that out straight, and you're going to end up dropping this elbow. So if you want to avoid that, what you're going to do when you present your handgun, you're going to reach down, draw. I always find a reference point somewhere on my mid stomach for my support hand as you're coming up. That way you don't flag yourself. Come up, intercept, grab your grip, and then all your push is going to come out of your support elbow. So here, I'll show you in slow motion. What's going to be is draw, reference point, grip, and push straight out with that elbow. Straight out with your support elbow. That's going to lock it out right in the right position. Your strong hand will actually relax a little bit. It won't be quite as straight. It's almost straight, but it's still going to have a little bit of curve, and that inward curve is actually going to push the recoil of the gun into that straight arm. So all of it's going to be coming right up your support arm. All right, let's show it a little bit faster. And it locks out just like that. All right, let's show you 4 rounds on target with the proper angle on that support hand. I'm not going for speed. I want them all to hit. But what we're going to do is just watch the muzzle of that gun. See how much it recoils up and how fast I can get those sights back on target in a reasonable manner. We're at about 15 yards, shooting at a pie plate that's about 6 inches or so, a mini one. All right, let's do it. 4 rounds. You see that gun barely hops at all when you have that support arm locked out like that. Now let's do the same thing with that dropped elbow, the old school style shooting. Let's show you that one and see what it's like there. I'm not going to exaggerate again. I'll just show you as fast as I can put them on target. I'll put them on target. All right, 4 rounds. And see, I actually threw one on that one because I was trying to outrun the gun a little bit. It wasn't all the way back down. I actually shot one a little bit high on that last set of 4. So overall, this is the #1 tip, in my opinion, on how to become a better handgun shooter. Is just whenever you present that handgun, that support elbow, whether it's your left or right arm, depending on how you shoot, that support elbow should be locked out. That gives you that solid recoil plane for the gun. It has nowhere to go. If you have a good grip and that arm locked out, the gun can't go anywhere. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. If you like videos like this and want to see some more training tips, be sure to hit that button down below. Let me know that you like these kind of videos and not just the reviews. Always remember to subscribe. That way you don't miss any more content coming at you. And remember, be informed and stay free. I'll see you in the next one.